Steve Jobs famously once said that focus is not about saying yes to the one thing, it's about saying no to the 100 other good things in front of you at any given moment. And that is so profoundly true. You know, when I'm working with clients, I'll often say the key to achieving momentum, to being ultra productive, is 2 letters. And those letters are N and O, the word no. And yet, while saying no is so powerful, can make such a difference to how effective we are, let's be really honest, saying no is tough. It's difficult to do. In fact, I want to look in this quick video here about 5 reasons why saying no is so difficult for so many of us. And these are 5 reasons that have come to the surface time and time again as I've worked with clients. The first reason saying no is difficult is because of a thing I call the Messiah complex. Many of us have an overdeveloped sense of our indispensableness. This sense that if we say no, everything will fall apart, the world will stop spinning. And except for some unique situations, the reality is if you say no, sure, the person might be a bit disappointed, feel a bit miffed, but they'll find someone else. Interestingly, by you saying no, that other person that gets subbed in to do the role, they may not do a job as good as you, but it will give them an opportunity they would have otherwise missed if you'd said yes. And often that's the beauty, is when you say no, it actually frees up something good for someone else. And so the Messiah complex is the first reason, the sense that if you don't say yes, if you're not involved, everything will fall apart. The second reason why we find it so difficult to say no is this fear of disappointing other people. Most of us have a sense of approval addiction. We need to be approved of, liked by everyone around us. The challenge is you can't be all things to all people. You need to make peace with the fact that by saying no to some things, and there'll be things where people want you to be involved in a local community or help out in a certain project. All worthy projects, all worthy things, but when you say no, it'll disappoint them, and yet you need to set boundaries. Because if you try to be all things to all people, you'll end up disappointing everyone as well. So second reason we say this fear of disappointing or letting people down. The third reason we find it so difficult to say no is we overestimate our capacity. Most of us think we can do more than we really can, and we fill our plate to overflowing. We get to that place where we're completely burdened, we burn out, and then we wonder what happened. And the best rule of thumb is simply this: always do one less thing than you think you can do. And so don't overestimate your capacity. It's an easy trap to fall into, but it's the third reason we find it hard to say no. Fourth reason is we want to keep our options open. There's this sense of, I want to say yes just to keep as many irons in the fire as possible. And often what comes from that is this fear of missing out, fear of, if I say no, if I'm out of the loop, I may miss out on an opportunity in the future. And the interesting thing is that may well happen from time to time. But by saying yes to everything, by spreading yourself too thin, you'll actually find that you don't exploit any of those opportunities sufficiently to see the fruit of your investment. All right, number 5, the 5th reason why we find it hard to say no is the good option dilemma. And this is the fact that it's easy to say no to bad options. When someone presents something to you that is a dumb idea, it's going to be a waste of time, it's easy to say no to those things. It's much harder to say no to things that are essentially good ideas, but they're not the best ideas. The good is often the enemy of the best. I found this recently when someone asked me to be a guest on their podcast, and they said, I'd love you to have you come in and do a 20-minute segment. And I said, thank you, I appreciate it. I feel honored that you asked me, but in truth, I just can't do it. I said, no. And she said, well, what do you mean? It's only 20 minutes. And I said, yeah, well, that's true, but it'll take me 40 minutes to get there, find a park, get into the studio. It'll take me 40 minutes to get back to my office. It'll probably take me half an hour to prepare. And by the time I've got back to the point of being focused once I'm back in the office, I've probably lost about half a day. And the question is, what are the good option things in front of you? Because that was a good option, but it wasn't the best option. And the good can be the enemy of the best. Now, of course, in considering this whole theme of saying no is not about being mean-spirited, it's about being mission-driven. And that's why it's so critical to have a sense of where you're heading, what you're looking to achieve, what the vision is, because if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. And so it's difficult to say no when you haven't got a clear sense of vision. But once you do have a clear sense of vision, it's easy to say no, as uncomfortable as it might be, because you realize what will and what won't get you closer toward the vision or the goal that you've set. So I wonder, what is it that stops you from saying no? And are there some things, some categories of things that tend to get presented to you that you need to get better at respectfully, graciously, simply saying no to?